What's up guys, Kevin Goetz here from Mute Profit, helping you achieve musical success. Today we're talking about the top 3 excuses that I just cannot stand it when musicians make. And these are excuses to be non-starters, to never go for anything because reasons, okay? Excuse number 1, I just don't have the time. Okay, I hate this excuse. I hate this idea that you just cannot find the 30 minutes to an hour per day to actually work on something. Really? No. You are lying to me and you are lying to yourself. You work a 9-to-5 job? Fine. That should not stop you from finding the time 30 minutes to an hour per day to actually advance or begin your musical career. Because you're given that 30 minutes or an hour to something. Where can you cut time? Maybe don't spend so long on Facebook. Maybe cut out an episode of Game of Thrones. You have to look at it as music is something that will change your life. Advancing or beginning your musical career is something that will change your life. You might even be able to quit that 9-to-5 job that you hate so much. So why are you so willing to spare the extra time to put towards something that will not change your life? Watching Netflix will not change your life. You're gonna wake up the next day in exactly the same place you were the day before. But if you can wake up the next day and you have a part of a song written and you only need 10 songs to release an album, guess what? That's progress. That is measurable and good progress. Excuse number 2. My genre is oversaturated. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. There is no such thing as oversaturation, and anyone who tells you that there is either lying to you or is just stupid and you shouldn't be taking their advice. Symphonic metal has been an oversaturated genre for over 10 years now, and my band is doing just fine in one of the most populated oversaturated genres out there. Maybe with the exception of metalcore/gent, and even that is still not oversaturated because you still can easily find breakout new bands. So what does oversaturation really mean? I'll tell you. What oversaturation really means is laziness. It's saying, oh, well, if I can't be one of the first 5, 10, 30, 50, 100 people to do this, surely, well, it's just not worth my time, right? Not everyone gets the luxury of being revolutionary. Not everyone can be a trailblazer. But you can put your own unique spin on something that someone else has already done. You can create something that is exclusive and expressive of just you, your music, and there you go. Oversaturation only matters when you have no interest in doing something original. That's why I said it's laziness. Oversaturation literally means there are too many people already copying this band that I want to copy for me to stand a chance. So maybe don't copy someone. Maybe come up with something 100% original. Just a thought. And number 3 is that it is too hard to get discovered. Now you would think that this is covered under oversaturation, but it's not. People come up with completely different arguments for the 2 points. And what that one is that it is too hard to get your music in front of a record label and magically get success because of a record label. Good. It should be hard to do that because you don't want to do that because that's not how you get success. End of story. Learn to self-promote. Learn to build a following on your own without help. It's not hard. It just takes work. It just takes dedication. It takes discipline. It takes sacrificing things that are not going to change your life so that you can change your life. And really, this is the whole argument, this idea that it's too hard to get discovered. What you're really saying is it's not worth putting the time into it because it's not going to change my life. You are arguing with me that you essentially think music cannot change your life. And I get it. Nihilism is really popular right now. It's just the new edgy thing to be like, well, why bother doing anything? Because we're all fucked in one way or another regardless. But you know what? That is just bullshit. Okay? Go ahead. Don't start. Don't try. See where that gets you in life. See where you'll be exactly best case scenario. You will be in exactly the same place that you are right now, 5 years from now. If you do not constantly take steps to improve your life and achieve the things you want to achieve, best case scenario, you go nowhere in 5 years. Worst case, well, let's think about some of the things that can happen. The economy crashes. Your company downsizes, you get laid off. You develop health problems from all of the stress of working this shitty job that you hate. Or the stress from not being true to yourself because you know that music is something you want to do, you just don't allow yourself to act on that urge. So I get it. You have a lot of colloquialisms telling you that it is a worthless risk that you are taking to attempt to start a career in music. But it's just plain bullshit. And the people that are telling you these things have not proven that they have the right to tell you these things. I've said this before. I will say it more in the future, I'm sure. If you are taking advice from someone who is not happy, who is working a job that maybe they don't hate, but it's not the thing that in a perfect world they would be doing. If they didn't try, of course they're gonna tell you not to try. Why would you listen to them over listening to people who did try and did succeed and are telling you that you can do the same thing? Do you have any idea how hard it was to get started in music when I got started? Do you have any idea where technology was at the time compared to where it is now? We didn't have Positive Grid. We didn't have Axe FX. We didn't have Kemper. We didn't have all these things that make it so you can idiot-proof your guitar tone. Just plug in and oops, there's a fully mixed studio tone ready to go. No, guess what we had to do to get a half-passable tone? We had to figure out how to mic up an actual amplifier. Guess what? That is not easy to do when you live in an apartment. You get noise complaints. You have shitty rooms that are too small and they fuck up your tone. It is so easy now to get started. Any idiot with an iPhone can record a passable guitar sound. Seriously, you don't need a $2,000 recording computer like the one I use. You can literally use a smartphone to do most of these things. You can record passable video with a smartphone. Most smartphones now have cameras that are better than the camera that I shot my first 3 years of YouTube content with. Oh, and not to mention, when I got started, it was not widely known that you could use Facebook ads to get your music in front of the people who will like it enough to support you. No, we still had to do things the old way. We still had to just go out and play shows and hope, against all odds, that you meet the superfans that way. That's just some real talk, everyone says it's so hard to start right now. Everyone has all these reasons for not trying. And the thing is, I get it. I get that not everyone wants to try. But to the people who do and are talking themselves out of it, I am trying so hard to convince you to start. Because I don't want your life to have to get as bad as mine did before I started. It took a potentially fatal health scare to kick me in the ass enough to realize I cannot continue the shitty life that I'm living. I need to overhaul everything and go all in on the things that I want to do. It took a chronic illness to show me that I needed to start treating myself better. For some people, they don't wake up until they try and fail to kill themselves, okay? There are bad things that must happen before people turn their lives around and start listening to their passions. And all I want is to spare you some of that if you are willing to listen. Alright guys, thanks for watching.